How does living in Japan change you?
I've become busier.
I think a lot of people just feel like they can't make connections with Japanese people.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is Yo-Yo Japan. So today, I'm out on the streets of Tokyo asking foreign residents how living in Japan has changed them. So let's find out. On my Instagram, I'm sharing my life, famous tourist spots, and great places to eat and drink. If you follow me there, you'll learn about all of these awesome places. So if you haven't yet, please do. Okay, let's go. So can you introduce yourself?
My name is Sylvie and I'm American. I've been living in Japan for 6 years now.
How does living in Japan change you?
There's a lot of things that have changed about me. I feel like I'm a completely different person than before. I'm from California, and in California people are very outgoing, and I feel like it's forced. Like, you have to be outgoing. If you're not outgoing, you're considered like rude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But in Japan, everyone's really shy and introverted. I'm naturally introverted. So I feel more comfortable in Japan being like shy, and I feel like that's myself. So I think in Japan, I feel more like myself. And in America, I feel like I had to put on a persona, like be more talkative, be more outgoing. And it's really stressful, I think.
What do you mean by like being more outgoing, like joining the party or I don't know,
No,
talking to your friends a lot or
That's
something?
extreme, but like everyday interactions have to be like people smile at strangers
Mhm.
or saying like hello
Okay.
or good morning to people that you don't even know.
Mhm.
And if you're not this way, like if you don't smile, if you don't greet people, like when you go in the store, you say hello, how are you? If you don't do those things, people consider you rude.
Mhm.
So it's always like a pressure in my mind that I need to be like this, or else people are gonna think badly of me. But in Japan, I don't have that problem.
Okay. So you don't say hi, hello to strangers in Japan?
Yeah.
We don't.
When
Okay.
I first came here, though, I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I smiled at people, and I learned quickly not to do that because I smiled at a guy one time, and he followed me. He thought like I wanted to talk with him, but it's
Okay.
just like natural to smile at people.
What's something that you think you can only learn about Japan by living here?
Patience.
Patience.
As like Americans, we have like a really bad reputation like when we travel abroad, and people think like we're really rude and really arrogant and really we expect too much from people. We expect people to be like Americans, and I feel like when you come here as a tourist, you have those same feelings. But if you live here long enough, you learn that you have to be patient in a lot of situations because people don't speak English. Like, you can't expect people to do things your way. So you have to learn how to do things the Japanese way. And that's made me understand more like other cultures. I don't expect so much like I used to.
Lastly, like I think Japan has changed you in a certain way. Do you think those things that changed you are largely positive?
Yeah, I think it's positive.
Positive.
Yeah,
Why do you think so?
because I feel happier living here. Yeah,
Like, you can be
I can be
yourself.
myself.
Okay.
I feel more free.
Mm-hmm.
I know people, like Japanese people, say it's hard. Like, you feel pressure. You feel you can't be yourself because you have to fit into the group, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not part of that group. I'm a foreigner, so I feel
Okay.
like I don't have the same social pressures to fit in to Japanese society.
Thanks for your time. Could you introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Nicole. I've been living in Japan for 4 years and I'm Italian.
How does living in Japan change you?
In a lot of ways, I think it changed my way of thinking and like my daily routine, I guess.
How your routine changed?
So, for example, I was living in a really small town in Italy, and coming to Japan was a big change because Tokyo is a really big city, right? And so, like, the pace of life changes so much because everyone is so busy in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So you have to like move fast. You cannot meet people that easily. So everyone is super busy. And compared to my lifestyle when I was in Italy, it was pretty chill. Like, if I wanted to meet my friends that day, I would just go to their place. So I guess I've become busier.
Because you currently live in Tokyo, so
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, like, you gotta be busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the way of thinking?
I became kinder because, like, as an Italian,
Yeah.
like, we're very passionate people,
Mhm.
so we tend to say our ideas like really straightforward, and we tend to like argue a lot. But like when you're in Japan, you kind of have to like a cookie omen. How do you say? You have to like
read the air.
read the air. Like you have to kind of make sure you're not offending anyone. Even like the way Japanese people speak, the words that they use, it's they think a lot about other people. So you become kinder.
You think you can say you become kinder, or in Japan, as you said, we have to read the air.
Yeah.
So more like we can't be ourselves. Do you feel
Okay.
that?
I do feel a little bit. I do.
Okay.
Especially in social situations. It could be at school, could be at work. Like you have to contain yourself a little bit. So like if you have to say something, like it's better if you think about what to say or how to say it, and maybe not burst out in front of everyone, because you have to think about the balance of the group.
What's something that you think you can only learn about Japan by living here?
Communication with Japanese people, getting to know like how to communicate properly. Like you need to be living here to fully understand the culture, even like the language in general.
Yeah.
Because you can study Japanese and then come to Japan and have difficulties like communicating with Japanese people, because it's not just language, it's also like a social like mask they put on, and you have to read that as well. So it's like tatemae and honne kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's part of communication as well. And
Okay.
I think you can understand it if you get to know Japanese people.
I think, Japan has changed you in a certain way, right? Do you think those things that change you are largely positive?
Yeah. I believe they're positive
Why do you think so?
because I became more tolerant towards people. Tolerant.
Okay.
So like I tend to think more before I speak. I learned to understand, like to take people's feelings more in consideration. And since Japanese people are very polite and their services are just great, it just like makes you want to do better because people are doing good. And so yeah, I became a better person, I think.
Positive. Thanks for your time.
Thank-
Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Nick, and I'm from Oakland, California originally, but I came to Japan 16 years ago, so I've been here a very long time. And I started doing manzai, which is like Japanese comedy. I still do it. I've been doing it professionally for 14 years. And then I kind of do YouTube and Instagram and like some other like English businesses too. Yeah.
So you've been here for 16 years.
16 years.
How does living in Japan change you?
How did it change me, like my personality?
Yeah, personally.
Maybe I'm a little bit more reserved, like a little bit more quiet than I would have been if I was in the States. Because Japanese people don't just walk down the street and say, "Hey," like Americans do that. But I'm also really used to the safety.
Yeah.
Like, I'll leave my wallet on the table and go to the bathroom at the cafe, stuff like that. I think the safety aspect of Japan is, I really got used to that. Like when I go back to the States, I get kind of tired because I have to kind of like look around,
What's something that you think you can only learn about Japan by living here?
One thing I learned by living here is that Japanese people tend to not display everything about themselves to people. I mean, they have the word for like honne and tatemae, right? So when you're in Japan, we say in English like open your heart. Like, have you ever heard the term "my heart is on my sleeve"?
No.
It means you like basically say everything about yourself,
Okay.
how you feel. Japanese people won't really tell you. Don't you think that they're a little bit more reserved in like expressing their emotions and stuff like that? So I think when you come to Japan, you might learn how to hold back some of your.
It's really difficult to fit in the culture, right? Because it's totally different from what you used to in your country, right?
Yeah.
How do you kind of follow the culture, which is honne tatemae, in a daily life?
Okay, I did something very Japanese the other day. I was doing a job where I was casting actresses for a show. There was a Japanese girl and she was really nice, but I didn't want to give her the part. She wasn't good enough. So she asked me, "How was it?" And I said, "Kento chu desu," which means, "Oh, think about it. Mata ne, I'll call you again."
Okay.
But I think if I was more American, I would have been like, "Sorry."
Oh,
Yeah.
That's honne tatemae.
Yeah. But that's how in Japanese it is, right? Like when I was maybe your age and I was applying for a job, they would be like, they would say, "Oh, we'll call you again," which meant no. But for me, I was still waiting for like a month to get the call back. You know what I mean?
That's something that people need to know if they want to live in Japan for such a long time, like you, because you've been here for 16 years, right?
Yeah.
Without learning that language.
Okay, so no language, right?
Not language.
A lot of people, it really annoys me. Like on Twitter, I'll see foreigners complaining about Japan. And I think a lot of people just feel like they can't make connections with Japanese people. The other day, I had a girl talk to me and she said, I don't feel like I can be friends the same way with Japanese people as I can be with foreign people. And Japan in America or Japan in the West is so different. You have to think of it as a different type of friend. Yeah. That's what I learned. So when I'm with Japanese friends, I'll communicate with them in like a more Japanese way. And when I'm with my Western friends, you have to split it. It's like a totally different thing.
It might mean you can't be yourself. If you interact with Japanese people, you have to kind of like change personality.
Yeah,
you think?
You do. So you're going to have to make another personality.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I'm not the same person in English as I am in Japanese.
But do you feel comfortable with, being around them?
Sure. I totally feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually used to talking in Japanese in front of people more than in English. So if there's a lot of people, I'm more comfortable speaking in Japanese because that's just what I do for work.
Okay.
But don't you think that you might act a little bit different depending on the person you're with, even if they're Japanese?
Right.
It's just like that. Everybody has multiple personalities. You just have to have your own Japanese personality.
Okay. I feel like probably Japan has changed you in a certain way. Do you think those things that change you are largely positive?
Oh yeah, almost everything is positive.
Almost everything.
Yeah. I can't think of anything that Japan has done that was negative. Maybe I got a little bit more shy. Yeah. But that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for your time. Thanks for watching up until now. How was it? Has any of you watching lived in Japan? If so, share some experiences in the comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to like this video. Okay, see you next time.